here we are, another edition of Home Advantage with Kelly Warren. And full disclosure, I was looking up the address of this place.
Yes.
Which is?
Doing your due diligence, 3214 Quentin Drive.
Right, so I put it in and I think, well, I'll find directions. Well, what I did find was this home is listed on this website, this, like all the way down the side. And I thought that'd be a good idea for a segment because A, I didn't know there were that many websites.
Oh, yes.
And B, I didn't know if that was a good thing that this house is up for sale and on all the websites. So I'm going to put myself in the place of the person selling this house. Is it good that I'm all over the internet like that?
Of course it is,
It is
yes.
good.
Like the name of the game is advertising and marketing, right? So you want as much exposure as you can get.
How did this house get on all those websites?
You call your friendly neighborhood realtor, and I do all the hard work for you.
What do? Do you have to call everybody or is it just uploaded into
No,
something?
it's all computer driven. You know, we have software that shares from one site to another. So when we put it into our main site, it just automatically channels out. And we put you on about 1,000 websites. So everywhere there's ever been a house, you're there.
Really?
Yes.
And then do you put the same information on each one pretty much?
Pretty much. They're all set up a little bit different. They highlight different things or they have them in different orders, but it's the same general data that gets transferred over.
Okay. Aside from kellysoldit.com, are there a couple that you prefer or really like?
Well, I prefer that one.
Right,
but
obviously. We
might be a little biased.
We'll talk about that one in a second.
You know, they all have their pros and cons, but the two that are probably the most buyer friendly are Zillow and Realtor.com. They're just well advertised, well known, easy to use. So, you know, while I would rather you go to kellysoldit.com, you can find the information on any website, and those two seem to be the popular ones among buyers.
If we do go to kellysoldit.com, do you does it just the web or the houses that you guys have, or is it all the houses in the area like the other ones?
Every house in the area. So we share MLS data with other brokers. So any house listed with any company you can find on our site, and of course our properties get that same exposure all the way out onto every site that's out there.
Okay. When you're on websites like this, like you said before, people can really do some digging on you and your home, right?
Yes.
Which is, some buyers, that's not their favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Or some sellers, I guess,
Right.
too.
So some of the sellers want to keep some information private, but it's public record. When the last time the house was sold, how many days it's been on the market, what it sold for last time. All that stuff being public record is just on some of those sites. So there is no keeping the data private like there was 25 years ago,
Right.
you know?
So buyers are a little more savvy now.
Yes, buyers are so much more informed these days because they have those tools at their fingertips, and they're easy to use. They're just very available to the buyers.
Okay. Boy, I don't know if we've said your website enough during this segment. Why don't you say it one more time?
kellysoldit.com.
Yes, and then perhaps the phone number in case people want to call you.
One more point, if I can.
Oh, go ahead.
For a buyer, if you don't want to be bombarded with a whole bunch of phone calls and emails and stuff like that, you are safer to go to one site, register one time, rather than if you go to 10 different websites and put your information on all of them, you're going to have every agent in town calling you,
Right.
texting you, emailing you, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to limit that kind of activity, then go to kellysoldit.com and you'll only hear from us.
And that's the way to go. Okay, now give the phone number.
330-717-2689.
See, that was a true home advantage.